Governor Baker announces this year's round of money from the Shannon Grant. Fitchburg's Longjo School gets a new roof, and yet another major national retailer is shuttering its doors. All this and lots more coming up next on Our City News.
And now, the latest news, sports, and weather with Stephanie Allison and the entire Our City News team.
In a ceremony at the State House, Governor Charlie Baker announced this year's round of the Shannon Grants. This competitive community safety initiative is an effort to reduce gang violence across the Commonwealth. Funding received by the City of Fitchburg will go to the Montechusett Opportunity Council, the Fitchburg Junior Police Academy, and several others. Our City News was at the State House with Fitchburg officials. Glenn Fossa has the story.
This is the kind of program that we know makes a difference and can change lives and help improve opportunity for kids and families across Massachusetts.
At the State House, of course, with me, the Secretary of Public Safety, Dan Bennett. Dan, great to see you today. This is an exciting time for Fitchburg, greater Fitchburg area. The Shannon Grant's been going on for a long time. The funding is good.
Yeah, it's one of the priorities for the governor and lieutenant governor. Right from the beginning of the administration, it's been an important part to make sure the cities had funds to work with communities and with the police along with the community organizations.
You made it clear that it is about working with the community and the police. Not all the focus is on enforcement.
That's right. It's important that the police have the funds to make sure to work on the crimes that are being committed. But if you don't work with the organizations, the crimes are just going to continue to be committed. If you work with the youth, that's going to cut down on a number of people who are committing those crimes.
Thank you so much, Secretary of Public Safety Dan Bennett, right here at the State House. Thank you. Very important component, of course, is the administration of the city along with the police department in this initiative forward. The Shannon Grant's been around for a long time. Fitchburg qualifying because of the proposal they made. This is a good day.
Yeah, the governor spoke about the exclusivity of it because we obviously put together, the police department did under Chief Martineau, put together a great proposal, which they do every year, and this is why we've been chosen. And these programs are audited to determine whether or not they're achieving their goal, and obviously we are. And we're acting as the fiscal agent for a number of other communities. So we're happy that that's working well, and it's one more arrow in the quiver, so to speak.
Chief Martineau, of course, we've all heard you say before you can't always arrest your way out of crime and crime problems. This is more than that. It's supporting the community.
Yes, it is. This is truly a grassroots effort, the Shannon Initiative. And it does begin, and I have to make note to it, it begins with a successful grant writing. And the police department's very, very fortunate to have someone like Christy Fisher, who does a lot of our grants, writes them up, proposes them. So it begins with successful grant writing. And then from there on, like the mayor said, it's about collaboration. And we have some fabulous partners within this program. The Gardner Police Department, Mark, Shining Light Ministries at Elm Street Church, to name a few. Just fabulous partners, and we've seen the success that has come out of this program, the lives that we've touched. We heard this afternoon of a specific life touched in one city. That's one example, and I can name quite a few within our own city of lives that we've touched through initiatives under the Shannon Grant that just continue to pay dividends.
Captain Steve Giannini, of course, very involved in the administration of what happens on the street. And just a few words, Captain, on how this will help us forward in the city.
This helps fund many programs, the Junior Police Academy, mentoring students that might be troubled, to keep in touch with them over the summer when they're not in school, make sure they stay on the right path until school starts again, then preventative measures. It's a very well-rounded program.
And it does include everyone, of course, with us, the State Representative Stephen Hay. Good to see you today. Steve, this is just another great day forward for Fitchburg's future.
Absolutely. One more example of the partnership between the state and the city. And I will tell you, this is a program that gives us return on our investment. These guys do such a bang-up job helping youth stay on the straight and narrow and become productive members of our community. And that's a great thing.
From the State House, Glenn Fossa, Our City News.
Fitchburg City Council filled the vacancy this past week left by now State Senator Dean Tran. The council voted 6-4 to elect Tom Donnelly, making him the 11th councilor here in the city. Donnelly comes back to the at-large council seat after serving on the council in the past. Donnelly was sworn in by City Clerk Anna Farrell after around 3 rounds of voting by sitting Fitchburg councilors. Donnelly first sat on the City Council from 2000 to 2008. Fitchburg City Council also voted 10-0 to approve a loan order that will bring much-needed funds to replace one of Fitchburg's aging school roofs. Construction and replacement of the roof at Longjo Middle School will take place this summer. The City Council is expected to forward a $2 million loan order for the new roof to the Financial Committee at the upcoming meeting. The slate roof of the former high school will be completely replaced with asphalt shingles, along with rain gutters and related systems. Superintendent Audrey Ravenel has said that the summertime repairs will be less disruptive to students. The new roof is expected to be finished before the start of the 2018 fall season. Fitchburg's plans to renovate the historic Main Street City Hall passed another hurdle this week. City councilors okayed a $22.5 million loan to renovate the historic City Hall in an 8-1 vote on Tuesday night. Only at-large Councilor Squalia voted against the measure. The funding will bring city offices back to Main Street for the first time in many years. This project, along with the Fitchburg State University major project in the theater block, is expected to be the foundation for a revitalized city center. The plan is part of a City Hall campus downtown that includes the former Bank of America building next door to the now shuttered City Hall, and will include a new parking structure. A public comment session held last month by the City Council saw 30 of the 50 people who spoke praising the project, many saying it could promote economic development. Other residents opposed the idea, calling for more spending on schools or roads.
You're watching Our City News on FATV.
Fitchburg Mayor Steve DiNatale gave his annual State of the City address, but not before bad weather could put a damper in the yearly event. With snow and ice coming down, making it hazardous on the streets, the mayor decided to deliver his speech right here on FATV. Talking about many things, including yet another reduction in crime for 2018 right here in Fitchburg.
With the addition of new police officers in the FY17 budget, our police department remains hard at work. Our overall uniformed crime report, Part 1 of crimes, shows a decrease of 11% from 2016 and 22% decrease on a 3-year average. We have the lowest number of reported burglaries year to date, and our drug suppression unit, along with the Worcester County Task Force, made 42 arrests, removed 10 illegal firearms off the street, and took possession of illegal narcotics.
And now let's go over to Edgar Davis with the weather.
Thank you, Stephanie. And here's your Our City News 5-day forecast. After a midweek snowstorm, we close it out with cloudy skies throughout the day and into the night. Temperatures will be below freezing with a high 32 and a low 21. Also expect to see a little bit of snow overnight. However, things will warm up just a little bit with skies being mostly cloudy during the day with a high of 50 and a low of 40. Expect scattered rain showers Saturday night and heading into Sunday morning and night. Temperatures will be near freezing with a high of 45 and a low of 35. Hopefully we'll be all dried up by Monday with partly sunny skies and sunny skies on Tuesday, but watch out for those temperatures because they will be ranging from near to below freezing throughout the next few days. This is Edgar Davis with the weather for Our City News. Back to you, Stephanie.
Thanks, Edgar. We'll be right back with more right after this on Our City News.
You're watching Our City News on FATV.
over 30 years, our Father's House has been providing shelter, daily meals, and support to help those in need around the greater Fitchburg area. Every day, our Father's House works hard to provide permanent solutions to homelessness by providing warm emergency shelter at all of our community locations. Our staff is caring, compassionate, and always there to lend a helping hand during times of need. If you'd like to support our Father's House, then what better way than a fun night of music and friendship? Join us on Saturday, April 14th for a wonderful show full of classic Beatles music by the band 1964 The Tribute at Fitchburg State University's Weston Auditorium, 353 North Street, right here in Fitchburg. For ticket information, call 978-345-2256, extension 300. The show starts at 8 p.m. Bring the whole family for a great night out. Get your tickets now for this fun event and help us help others.
Join us as the Massachusetts Breast Cancer Coalition will be hosting its annual Against the Tide athletic fundraising event in 2018. Participants will be able to compete in paddleboarding, fitness walks, road races, swimming, and more. For more information, go to www.mbcc.org/swim or call 1-800-649-MBCC and help us prevent breast cancer.
The Fitchburg Parks and Recreation is gearing up for a busy season, starting off with Winterfest on Saturday, February 10th. Fun times at the library and Cogswell Park include a cardboard sled competition.
Nate LaRose is the Director of Recreation here in the city of Fitchburg, our city. Great to see you, Nate. Officially, you're telling me that summer is on its way, which is a welcome announcement for the people watching this telecast. So much going on, and not too early to ask about folks that are going to possibly help you this coming year. So tell us what's going on.
Well, we've started our summer planning, and as part of that, we have now officially posted our summer jobs for all our recreation department positions. We host sites in 5 different parks and hire a variety of people. Anyone 16 or older should consider applying. Everything from lifeguards to campground counselors. So
we know that reaching out and visiting with folks that have been very successful in their lives, these are typical kinds of occupations that folks get experience with.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for people who are thinking about going into education, but it's also just a great opportunity for people who love being outdoors and being in the sun all summer long.
And Parks and Recreation hard at work getting ready for what will be another incredible year here in Fitchburg, enjoying our parks.
Yeah, we're pretty excited. We've already started scheduling pool openings and starting to bring in some of our programming elements, so it's going to be a great summer, I hope.
Yeah. And then anything else that folks should know or could know as we move ahead trying to find a place where they can apply for these jobs?
Yeah, our jobs are all posted now. You can apply right online. It's available at www.fitchburgma.gov/jobs. The big thing for our positions are you need to make sure that you are already first aid and CPR certified. We recommend the Red Cross training. However, we do accept other trainings as long as they're comparable.
And this is important because we want our folks to be safe, and it gives them a qualification in their life.
It does. It's those certifications work in many jobs in many areas, so it may be beneficial for the summer, but things like that work year-round. So,
Director of Recreation here with us today on Our City News, Nate LaRose. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, we're really happy to invite everyone down to our annual Winterfest this weekend on Saturday. It's from 11 to 5. From 11 to 12, we're at the library. We're going to be doing arts and crafts, a really cool cardinal-themed handprint, as well as free hot cocoa and story time with winter-themed stories. Starting at 12, we'll be down at Coggeshall Park doing our regular festivities. They're always exciting. We partner with Beers for Good and the Friends of Coggeshall to really host a great fundraiser-fun daytime. So we're going to have our youth cardboard sled contest, which is an opportunity for kids to enter for free. All they have to do is build their own sled using cardboard, tape, those kinds of things. And we judge on creativity and speed. Now, we know weather's a little iffy this year, but hopefully, all things working out, we'll do the speed. If not, we'll hand out prizes for creativity, which the mayor's office has generously offered to judge for us. We're going to be doing this great beer called From Foreign Objects, which is in the Gold Rust IPA, which is from New Plate, New York. And we're going to be doing a beer from Burlington, Vermont, from the new Queen City Brewery called Yorkshire Porter. So all the funds from the beer sales are going to go to the Crocker PTO this year to help teachers buy new supplies that they lost during the recent flooding inside the school. So we're really excited about that. We're bringing back our soup concession stand. We're going to be doing clam chowder. We're going to be doing chili. We're going to be doing cookies. It's always great. We always sell out. People love the soup. Beyond that, we're bringing back the cornhole tournament. It's $20 an entry. All the proceeds from that go also to the PTO, and obviously the winner gets 50%. It's always fun, and we're going to be doing a lot of hiking. The Friends, led by Jim McGrath, are going to do a couple of guided hikes throughout the day, and people really enjoy those.
It's time for a cold dip in the pool as this year's Polar Plunge comes to Mount Wachusett ski area. Proceeds from the annual event will go to Camp Sunshine in Maine. The Hillary Bartlett Newsom Foundation has formed a team of over 50 plungers, and the list is still growing. Come on out to support this great cause and enjoy a fun day on the mountain. Founded in 1984, Camp Sunshine provides retreats, recreation, and support, while enabling hope and promoting joy for children with life-threatening illnesses and their families. And now let's go over to Matt Carroll with the FATV Sports Report.
With the Red Raiders boys basketball, lose to Groton-Dunstable at Groton-Dunstable on Tuesday, 69-32. Their next game will be against rival at home Leominster tonight at 7 p.m. The girls also lose to Groton-Dunstable at home 53-17, and their next game will also be against Leominster at 7 p.m. We now move on to hockey. The boys will be playing on Monday, February 12th at 5 p.m. Their last game they won against Assabet on Friday 4-0. So it gets a little bit interesting as we move closer to the playoffs. Fitchburg sitting in the middle of the pack right now at 4-3, 9-7-1 on the regular season overall. Northbridge and Hopedale sitting on top. Hopedale at the 1, Northbridge at the 2. As we move closer to the playoffs, Fitchburg has proven that they can beat Northbridge and Hopedale. So we'll see as we move closer to the playoffs how they fare against those teams again. St. Bernard's played SPM on Monday and they lose that one 69-43. The girls played Whitensville on Monday. They win that one 48-38. And the girls' next game will be at Wayland on next Wednesday at 6:30. We have boys hockey play Leominster on Monday. They lose that one 6-1 and will be playing Lowell Catholic at 5:30 their next game. Mighty Tech boys basketball beat Assabet 65-47 on Tuesday and will be playing University Park tonight at home at 7 p.m. As we move closer to the playoffs, Assabet standing on top of their division, Worcester Tech second, Abbey Kelly in third, and Monty Tech sitting in the middle at 7-5. They've lost some tough games earlier this season against those teams. They're 11-5 overall. So as we move closer to the playoffs, we'll see how they fare. A lot of teams just beating up on each other, and we'll see later on what that's going to be like as we wind down towards the end of the season. We now have girls basketball. Girls basketball played South Lancaster and win that one 48-29 on Saturday, and they beat Assabet 49-20 on Tuesday. They're sitting right now second in their division behind Blackstone Valley Tech, sitting at 11-0. They're 11-1 on the season, 14-2. So again, if we move closer, we'll see if they can beat BBT and get that number 1 seed as we move into the playoffs. Sizer School playing Southbridge. They lose 89-53. And the girls played Hart and Mary, and they lose that one 52-21. We now move on to the Leominster Blue Devils boys basketball. Lose to Oakmont on the road 48-38 48-38, and the girls win against Algonquin 62-42. Both teams will be playing Fitchburg on Friday. The boys will be playing at 7 p.m. at Fitchburg, and the girls will be playing at Leominster at 7 p.m. We now move on to hockey. Leominster Hockey beats St. Bernard's 6-1, and they will be playing at Westboro at 7:40 on Saturday. We now move on to college sports. Fitchburg State men's basketball beat Pine Manor 88-86, and the women's beat Pine Manor 97-77. Men's hockey team beats UMass Dartmouth 6-3 on February 1st, and they win over Plymouth State this past Saturday 7-5. That's a huge victory for them. Plymouth State's sitting on the top of the division right now. As teams beat each other up, we move close to the playoffs. Everybody's beaten someone so far, so we'll see how that fares. This upcoming Saturday, FATV will be covering the Framingham State game starting at 5 o'clock, so a special thank you to all volunteers and staff members that will be joining us for that game. We now move on to pro sports. The NBA, the Celtics lose against the Raptors 101-91. That's a tough loss to the Celtics as the Raptors move closer to taking over that division. We now go to the NHL. The Bruins have won 4 straight games, 3-1 over the Blues. They win over the Maple Leafs 4-1, over Jersey 3-2, and they beat the Rangers last Wednesday night 6-1, and their next game will be this upcoming Saturday against the Sabres at the Garden at 7 p.m. We now move on to the NFL. It's been a long week of recovery after the loss by the Patriots. A lot of people are saying the Patriots defense blew it at the end of the game. Coaching decision by Patricia and Bill Belichick to sit Butler. A lot of rumors going around that, it could have been him violating team rules or just in the strategy. I think it was maybe just in the strategy. But again, how do you not start your best player? Easily, arguably, your best player and most clutch players. You can remember the interception when he was younger, jumped the route, and he's been good ever since for the Patriots. How do you not sign him? He was very emotional about it, so we'll see what happens there with Butler and his future with the New England Patriots. Tom Brady still able to throw for 505 yards. A lot of records broken in this game. Eagles with over 500 yards of offense. Patriots with over 600. I believe it was 613 for them. Again, like I said, Brady throwing for 505 yards. But again, the Eagles deserve this victory. All season long, they've been dealing with injuries, wins going down, a lot of injuries on the defensive side of the ball, and offensive linemen here and there. So right now, the Eagles, I think they're flying high, and they're well-deserved of it. Foles comes in as a backup quarterback, throws for 372 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had a receiving touchdown. He played great, right down to the fundamentals. He was able to take the Eagles, drive them downfield, and get the late touchdown at the end of the game with 2:21 left to play, and preserve a field goal at the end of the game that put the Eagles ahead of the Patriots and got them the victory. Blount carries for 14 yards, carries 14 times for 90 yards and 1 touchdown. Clement, 4 receptions for 100 yards on the dot. Ertz, late touchdown. He's also able to throw one to Foles. It was a team effort all the way around, right down from the offensive line to the receiving core, the quarterback play, right down to the defense. Mills, Jenkins, Derby, all season long. It really came down to the end, too. The Eagles' defense getting the strip sack on Tom Brady to get that field goal at the end of the game to put him up by 8. Even if the Patriots had scored late, that 8-point slide for the Eagles would have been really tough because the Patriots would have had to go for 2. So they would have had to come up with a play right after a long drive to win the game with the short amount of time that they had. So the Eagles are soaring high right now. Everything that they're doing right now, their parade yesterday, it's well-deserved. Good for the Eagles. Josh McDaniels back next season for the Patriots, so we'll see how the Patriots fare as we move closer to the next year. But until then, I'm Matt Carroll, and this is the FATV Sports Report.
Thanks, Matt. The Fitchburg Art Museum is gearing up for a brand new exhibit this week. Cledia Spiro has all the details.
Hi, so we're here at the Fitchburg Art Museum with our new show that's currently being installed. It's almost over. It's called Fantastical Political. It opens this Sunday, 1 to 3 p.m. And behind me is Cynthia Constantino's work. As you can see, it's very much the blue and white ceramic sort of undertones of understanding femininity in a new way, in a new light, right? So starting from this little girl portrayed here on the corner to different depictions of females, including Mary over here. Very carefully and purposefully juxtaposed with Dave Cole's piece, which is the music box to the left. Our curator, Lisa Crossman, and our co-curatorial fellow, Lauren Zamita, have really thought carefully about the placement of these art pieces, because that understanding and language between them causes as much of a dialogue as just the pieces in and of themselves. So we're really excited to have this piece finally installed. You can come and see it for yourself and kind of have your own interpretations. And I'd just like you to go to the other room with me and see what we have over there. Here we are with Julie King's work, finally installed. We're so happy to have it here. So I'm going to ask Julie what this means, but I'd like to say that it is phenomenal to finally see it up on our walls. And these animals come alive, and later, we can kind of zoom in on some of them, but you can really see what happens genetically to these animals if they are introduced to an environment such as in Korea, and what that what that does to nature. So maybe you can talk about that a little bit.
All right, thank you. Hi, my name is Julie King. I'm the artist for this wallpaper as well as drawings. So my drawings based on my research about nature in modern society. So these are mostly researched from newspaper and scientific magazines, and I created with ballpoint pen drawings, like inspiring from the Victorian style drawing. So I created the drawing one by one from my resources, and I create the pattern with these drawings for this wallpaper installation. So these are representation of man-made. So like as myself, as an artist, I'm creating these drawings by myself, and these animals are all affected by biotechnology or even the ecosystem problem. They show the ecosystem problems. So these are all, also the wallpaper itself is kind of mechanically made. So it's all about the human being and the tension between human being and nature.
That's amazing, and it really comes through, like I said, if we zoom in into all of these different animals and how kind of this frog has 2 heads, right, and this dog has a few extra limbs. So it's a very different perspective on the title fantastical political, right, because artwork that is political doesn't always have to do with government affairs. It has to do with how society is affected by our decisions, and this is one way that it really is affecting all of us. So here we are again with Cynthia Constantino's work. I want to remind you and welcome you to come to the Fitchburg Art Museum this Sunday, February 11th, 1 to 3 p.m. for the opening reception. We can't wait to see you. This is Claudia Spiro from the Fitchburg Art Museum.
This week on FATV, Tuesday at 7 p.m., Barbara and You. Wednesday at 7 p.m., Inside Fitchburg. Friday at 3 p.m., King of the Palace. Tuesday at 6 p.m., the Finance Committee meeting. Saturday at 10 p.m., Saturday Fright Special. Thanks for watching this episode of Our City News. I'm Stephanie Allison. This episode is brought to you by KCMC Management, our local Dunkin' Donuts. If you have a story you'd like us to share, check out our Facebook page or email us at ourcitynewsfitchburg@gmail.com. For all of us here at Our City News and FATV, watch out for Cupid's arrows, Fitchburg. Happy Valentine's Day.